Didn't hit record. Damn it. All right. I guess.
What, will they still hear the sound through that, or there's no sound at all?
There was no sound.
The entire time. So now my Yub Nub intro is gone. This is not the same song.
Is this from the...
This is the scene.
Is that maybe from the special edition?
This is Return of the Jedi ending. Yub Nub.
Yub Nub. Yub Nub.
Do I need to go press play?
No, I already hit record.
Oh, good. I'm glad this is going to be the intro. Me going, Yub Nub. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Too Much to Say. This is Eric. We've been on a bit of hiatus.
This is Duncan. We've been on a bit of a hiatus.
Oh man, that was interesting. You just went on for like 2 minutes with your intro.
We were both going on for a good 2 or 3 minutes there, and I forgot to hit record on the audio recorder. So that's my bad. Also,
are you sure the video is recording?
Yes, the video is also.
Okay.
I do know that. What I was going to say is,
God bless you.
dude, we're rusty, but we're we've been out for about a month.
We're rusty, but we're trusty. That's our motto.
There you go. That works.
That should be a motto.
Rusty but trusty.
Rusty but trusty.
We've been gone for about a month or so now, and what I was trying to say is I was actually trying to apologize for our the lack of content on the Heroshot YouTube channel as well as the Too Much to Say podcast feed. Living in these in this COVID era,
the end times.
Like we were saying before, the end times. It made it kind of nice working from home. You actually never had the luxury of working from home.
I've only been busier.
Yeah.
Look, it's the Ent times. Do you get it from Lord of the Rings?
Ent from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
nice.
The End times. Sorry, go ahead.
You know what? I watched something about Lord of the Rings the other day, and I realized that giants and Ents are kind of the same thing. Have you ever put that together?
No, I haven't actually.
I don't know if that's the way it's supposed to be, but I watched this thing where this guy talked about all of the races from Lord of the Rings, and he had giants and Ents in the same category.
Can I be honest real quick?
Go for it.
Can I possibly pull an audible in the middle of this or at the beginning of this? Let's say screw the topic we were gonna do because we have like 20 minutes, and let's just chit chat about random stuff. You want to try one of those?
That works.
20 minutes is a buffer episode.
Yeah.
Strap in, folks, because we don't even know what we're gonna talk about.
we had a topic, but just to BS our way through it. What I was going to say is now that I have officially been back to work, it was very difficult for me to. I got so busy there those first 3 or 4 weeks where
you were very busy, where
I was back at work. Like literally, it got to the point to where. And the funny thing is I was working the entire time. I was just working from home. But when I got back, we actually were put back in place in the office, I was so busy that this was sort of my day. I'd work my shift at work, come home, eat something, and then I would start working from home. Then I just go to bed. That was my schedule. There for a couple of weeks.
You texted me a couple times, like you were like bringing work home and like having to do stuff on the weekend.
And I did not have time to. Unfortunately, I didn't have that much freedom to work on any kind of content. But luckily, things for me have slowed down a little bit. But life itself has not slowed down.
Life finds a way.
We are living in interesting times, Eric. We not only with the COVID scare,
pandemic.
There you go. Thank you.
The scare makes it sound fake.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, and
just being honest, it does.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you're right. But also
like the Red Scare. Remember the Red Scare? Learn about that in school.
No.
The communists are going to come get you.
McCarthyism.
Yeah. Fun stuff. We'll have a whole topic on communism one day.
Dude, I want to do a full episode on conspiracy theories someday.
Oh, dude, that'd be fun. We could do a whole month on conspiracy theories on different ones and dig into them.
I would love that. Because there was that thing that, like last week with people saying that the Loch Ness Monster was back. And like, did you ever look into that on Twitter?
That definitely looked like fake. Like it was like, let's lightly Photoshop. I've got breaking news.
Go for it.
The word Ent was taken from Anglo-Saxon where it means giant. So you're right on the money.
It was
our own DRR Tolkien.
That's me.
That's you. You're DRR Unkin.
Yeah. Dude, I often thought that like Maybe I could be like a Tolkien or a
George R.R. Martin.
Yeah, that guy.
God, I hope you are.
Yeah.
I hope you take 50 years to write a book and then you accidentally delete your hard drive.
Dude, I watched this amazing video of about Tolkien, and I don't know why, dude. I've really been on like a little bit of a Lord of the Rings thing here the past like a week or so, and I guess YouTube is now feeding me more Lord of the Rings content. I watched this video
very good at that,
about Tolkien, like, and the fact that he like he was like a professor of language, and he that was the first thing that he came up with, was all the various languages for like this mythology that he was building, and then he turned it into a story.
Basically he made the story to get his language out there.
Yeah,
like it's like a very odd thing.
And you're right. Yeah, it took him like 50 years to come up with.
Very
like,
interesting guy.
Who
was it? Who was it? Okay, I've heard this before. Seuss.
Dude, I'm sorry. It's freaking warm in here.
Stan.
I should probably kick the air back on.
No, you're good.
But
or, I mean, if you're Stan Lee and Dr. Seuss served in the army together in World War II. I thought there was a third person, a third
is that
famous
one of those,
person.
Like, urban legends?
No, it's real. I mean, it doesn't have to be. Fun thing to look up: J.R.R. Tolkien and C.S. Lewis had a similar situation.
I know they were buddies. They were pals or whatever.
Wasn't C.S. Lewis the one who did the atheist book, The Golden Compass, is like about atheism or something?
Yeah, I guess so.
But then C.S. Lewis does the Christian book, Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. I thought that's all based on God.
Was Tolkien an atheist? I know that's...
Was J.R.R. Tolkien Christian as of number one. He was a Roman Catholic whose mother converted to the faith and raised him in it. His father died when he was 3. His mother died when he was 12, leaving him as an orphan, yet he remained a devout Catholic throughout his life, and it helped shape his literature. Interesting. Someone asked on Washington Post, is The Hobbit a Christian film?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, but like the Chronicles of Narnia are, and that was C.S. Lewis.
I like it. It's The Hobbit a Christian? Like, nah, probably wouldn't say it is.
You know, it's funny. We were talking earlier, talking about Christian. You sent that meme of like, or that thing from Babylon Bee that was.
You ever been on their site?
I've seen. I have a friend who's like a worship leader at a church, and he posts stuff from Babylon Bee all the time.
That's what my teacher from when I went to private school. That's who I usually see this stuff through, because he posted on Facebook, and they're right on the nose a lot of the time.
You posted a thing that was like ChickFilA, but for atheist, and it was ChickFilA-theist.
Yeah, and it's only open on Sundays. That's like what the whole article is about. Yeah, that they'll only be open on Sundays.
I told you that was an idea for a video, like we could do a video where we find like a Satanist and then take him to a ChickFilA and just see what he thinks, he or she.
Hey, little sneak peek of one of our next videos coming up. Should we say what it is? ChickFilA related.
Yeah, is that
okay? Because this will come out before that.
This will come out before that. Yeah, sure.
We're gonna rank the ChickFilA sauces. So let us know in the comments below, or tweet at us at Dunk Butler, at PlayALotta. I forgot my own Twitter handle for a second. At TMTS Pod. Let us know what your favorite ChickFilA sauces are.
Yeah, and
we'll discuss it on the show.
Yeah, and I've got a couple more ideas for that I wanted to run by you, but we can do that.
Let's say it right now.
No, my only thing was
another little.
My idea
tidbit.
was, I didn't know if we also wanted to include the dressings that they had. I know those technically aren't sauces, but
would they go in a separate ranking? Or does it all in one ranking?
I figured it was something I guarantee there's people who use a dressing as a sauce on their meal.
This is a conundrum.
So I wanted to actually run that by you before we get into the rankings on a future episode.
I tell you what, we're going to dinner with 2 ChickFilA experts tonight, Garrett and Andrew. We should run it by them and let them decide.
Yeah.
What do you mean you didn't what? Didn't you know? Are you going?
No, I'm going. I just didn't know who the ChickFilA experts were.
Oh, Andrew. I invited Isaac. He said maybe next week. He would be the third in the ChickFilA council.
Did you grow up eating a lot of ChickFilA?
ChickFilA didn't exist until I moved here, man. Because it wasn't up in Chicago.
I don't remember when, because they're rebuilding the ChickFilA in Wolf Chase. I don't know if you knew that.
In the cafeteria or whatever?
No, not in the mall. I'm
Food
sorry,
court. I don't
but
know why
in
I said
that area.
cafeteria.
That area.
Oh, the one that's like in front.
The one that's on Germantown.
I never go out there.
There was a Walgreens next to it, and they tore the Walgreens down, and the ChickFilA is now taking. The ChickFilA is moving over 2 lots.
It's absorbing
to become a bigger ChickFilA. There's a macaroni grill there in between it. I don't know what's happening to the macaroni grill, but I assume
next week it's not going to be there.
I assume that small ChickFilA is going to take that entire lot and be one of those like giant.
Dude,
like,
it's taking what was there again? You said a Walgreens. That'd
yeah.
be a huge ChickFilA. They got to redo the whole building, I imagine.
Oh, they tore the building down.
Okay.
The building's not there anymore.
Well, the lot is bigger. So.
It was the craziest thing, man, because that's such a busy intersection, and I never could figure out why a Walgreens never lasted there. You know, it did that thing where every October it became like a Halloween store once it closed, and now that plot is going to become even bigger ChickFilA next to, or I assume they're going to close the one that. But what I was going to say is that was the first ChickFilA. I mean, I guess for kids who grew up in this area.
Oh, so they're okay. That makes sense because that area has always been more populated. Mm-hmm. Okay.
At least to me and like people I went to school with, that was the ChickFilA in the beginning. And what I was gonna say is, even though that ChickFilA was there, dude, I did not grow up eating ChickFilA. My parents are not fans of ChickFilA, especially my mom. I think my mom, what I was gonna say in that. Early when we were talking about the Satanist thing going to a ChickFilA, you said, I wonder if it would be good enough to convert them, and I was gonna say no, not really, and I was gonna take one of my mom's lines where my mom is always like, it's good, but it's not that good. Talking about anytime you drive past a ChickFilA, at least in this part of the country.
Is she not big on ChickFilA?
No, my dad, I don't know, but I know my mom is not a ChickFilA fan, and I can kind of see it. I mean, I enjoy ChickFilA, don't get me wrong, but I do not get the hype. I do not understand.
I find it very enjoyable, and it's very convenient because it's quick.
I mean, I seem to be the one out of the group that always gets my food wrong anytime I go there. And, I know they're notorious for always, the customer service, which the customer service is always really good. But I feel like I've had an unusual amount of times when I've gone to ChickFilA and gotten my order had been wrong.
See, that's your luck.
Yeah.
Honestly.
But growing up, we didn't eat ChickFilA often just because my even back before it was like, dude, ChickFilA is such a big deal now. Even 15 years ago when it was not really that big of a deal, but it was just there. Like, driving past the ChickFilA and the line is like wrapped around the building a couple of times. Like we just never been a ChickFilA family.
Have you missed Farmville?
I do, dude. Yes, I do miss Farmville.
I miss Hattie B's. I still haven't had Hattie B's since we went.
I drove past Hattie B's last night.
Playoffs. What are you doing out there, buddy? You going to?
I was looking
going
for.
To see a lady?
No. I told you I was looking.
Oh, were you?
So a little bit of a side note here, because it's summer, because it's warm outside. I saw a commercial for, and this is advertising working at its best.
You told me about something.
I saw a commercial for Leinenkugels, the beer.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I've never had one, and I'm like,
how do you spell it?
Dude, I don't have a clue. Lein something. Leinenkugels.
I know it's a really weird.
It's like a German name or something. I wanted to, and I've been to 3 different stores looking for this like lemon beer.
I'm about to ask my dad, do you have this at your work?
The Summer Shandy, and I know that the Mapco on Central and what's the other road? Cooper.
Yeah.
Central and Cooper right there across from the Urban Outfitters.
Yeah.
I knew that they have like that giant beer cave. So I drove down there to see if they have it. Because I figured, maybe, because I don't know why I was really wanting to try. I've really been wanting to try this beer.
You've been all over for that.
Dude, I've been to 3 Kroger's and Super Low.
Dude, you should have went to Raffy's Deli right up here that does really good gyros and stuff. They do all the growlers and all that. They probably got it there.
You talking about that place that's over near Highland?
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Awesome gyros.
I have not actually been to an actual liquor store. I guess I missed the liquor store.
Yeah, go to like a growler store. Because they have a bunch of beers. And dude, did you do this? Like buy beer in store and just search it to see where it's at?
No, but Kroger and Super Low said that have it on their website, but they don't have. I can't find it in a store.
We're gonna get it for you tonight,
dude. The funny thing is I'm not even, dude. I really don't like beer, but for whatever reason, I've just been trying to track this one down just to try it.
Hashtag dunk some Leinenkugels.
Duncan Leinenkugel.
We're just
Duncan Kugel.
Duncan hashtag Duncan Kugel. I'm gonna figure out how to spell it, and we're gonna start it. We're gonna get Duncan. We're gonna get Leinenkugel to send Duncan some merch.
Yeah.
It says it's all over here,
dude. And every place I've gone to, like every grocery store I've gone to, it says that they have it on their website, but I can't find it. Garrett. I'm sorry, Eric.
It's okay. That when he finds out that you called me his name, he's gonna freak.
Yeah,
he's not gonna like that at all.
So I don't mean to change the topic. To
we don't even have a topic.
I don't mean to change the conversation too much, but to say in the end times that we're living in right now, the interesting times, with
death coming quick,
the pandemic, and also the sort of the civil movement that's happening at the moment. I know people don't come here for that kind of conversation. Like people don't.
Bro, I could talk forever about stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. I know. There's been a lot a lot in the news. Like things are changing. Some things are changing for the worse, maybe. But I think that there's a lot of things that are changing for the better. And I think. Even though things are crazy right now, I am hopeful for something more positive in the future.
Are you announcing that Too Much to Say is going to be the flag of Mississippi?
No, I'm not dude. I don't even want to get into that right now.
Okay.
You as a Mississippi resident, like that is something that's I don't even, dude. I mean, I would be ashamed if I lived in Mississippi and it's taken this long to change the. It's
history. You can't erase history.
Which
is so
I'm ashamed
dumb.
to
Sorry,
say that
I'd
actually even forgotten that was still a thing. I figured that had changed forever ago.
Which I guess without us getting too much into it, even though it could be a whole time, we should do a whole show on it. I don't know how comfortable you'd be with that, but I'd be fine with it. But I think it's normalized is the issue.
Yeah.
Is that a Confederate flag shouldn't have been normalized, but
do you know who Gary Parrish is?
Yeah, I like Gary Parrish a lot.
He does sports on the radio.
He does a lot of politics on Twitter.
But he talks a lot of politics too. Yeah. And he lives in DeSoto County, which is in Mississippi. And he was talking about the day the flag was. I guess the governor had written that they were going to officially change the flag.
Yeah, Tate Reeves, who looks like a child.
I guess that's him. And he was talking about how. On his drive from where he lives to where the studio is, actually their studio is like right down the road from here, that he saw like 3 or 4 of the Mississippi flags just in that short drive, which is it's interesting to me that being that has the Confederate flag as a part of it, dude, it's so crazy to me that like just still in 2020 that is still a thing. Like it blows my mind.
You lost the war. Like it's to me it's literally like if you had did the Ottoman Empire have a
I don't know if they had a flag.
But it's like someone here we go used a variety of flags. Okay, but that's like if they had that.
That's like the Turkish.
Maybe
flag.
You'll put up in post. Maybe you won't. Just Google search Ottoman Empire flag. But that's like if you just put that up. And you were like, yeah, that's part of our heritage. Like, what? Like, that doesn't exist. Or, like, if you lived in South Korea or North Korea and you had, like, the OG Korean flag. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
And plus, it doesn't stand for anything good.
I do think that there is a
nationalism.
There's a mindset to the people who support that sort of thing that I do think that they enjoy sort of being like trolls. You know what I mean?
I 100% agree.
I do think that people who enjoy that sort of thing, or who support the Confederate flag or the Confederate flag in general, they get a kick out of they know that it bothers people, and I don't know. I mean,
which is kind of like having the opposite of an opinion about something to me, because all you're doing is provoking other people, even if they agree with what you're saying.
Yeah,
you're just provoking them. Or you're provoking people that don't agree, but some people really do. It seems like they'd rather throw gas on the fire, but not want to sit around it. If that makes sense.
Well, I have a whole thing of I think the idea of, and I don't mean to turn this into a political conversation. I forget.
Well, changing the flag shouldn't be a political conversation. That's just me.
Yeah, dude, something like that, dude. I did. I saw something where it's like they tried to change it back in like '01.
Yeah, it wasn't too long ago,
and it failed. Like it got didn't get the votes to change, which is crazy. But no, I mean, I personally think that, like, dude, when it comes to like the idea of being a Republican or being a Democrat, I think that the whole thing is kind of, when you are partial to that sort of like identity and just go with whatever your political party says, as opposed to making informed decisions on your own and just going with whatever your neighbor who, you know, votes the same way you do kind of thing. Dude, I think that's, I hate that sort of thing.
You couldn't have said it more beautifully, honestly, because I totally agree.
Because I mean, I like to, you know, when people say that they're conservative or that they are, what's the other one? What's a conservative? Liberal. Yeah. When people say that they're a conservative or a liberal, I had a history teacher one time in college who was talking about this, and he said, and he was kind of a crazy kook kind of a guy, but I thought this was like a really smart thing that he said. It was like, there shouldn't be a such thing as a conservative or a liberal. It's like, you should take a topic and like make your own informed decision about. I have a hard time with that word. Decision.
There we go. Good job.
As opposed to just saying like, oh, this is the conservative mindset on this. I'm just gonna go with that. I don't know. I don't pretend to be any kind of expert. I hate talking politics. Actually, I prefer not to. And that, you know, even with that said, with the way things have been going here the past like couple of weeks, that's a whole nother reason why it's you've seen like a little bit of lack of content on like Heroshot or at least from my side of Too Much to Say is I felt like it wasn't exactly, I felt wrong acting like things were normal. You know what I mean?
I totally agree. Same.
I did not feel right continuing to act like there wasn't bigger things going on in the world, and like my focus should be better used to like educating myself on like the issues that are going on right now with how some people are some people are being treated a certain way, and when there's large communities in this country who are being I don't know. I'm not good at forming my thoughts on things like this. Or I mean, I know exactly how I feel, but I didn't feel right like just acting like, because I knew that I don't have. You
didn't want to kind of be like, not in the negative term of the word, but in the term where you're not.
You didn't
want to be like, you don't want to have like a blind, like turn a blind eye to what's going on.
Exactly.
Or just drape over and be like, everything's okay.
Exactly. Yeah. And I feel like I don't have the ability to eloquently put my thoughts on subjects like that into the right kind of words. And I felt like I was better suited just sort of educating myself and learning about the way people are feeling right now, and trying to be as supportive and thoughtful as I can for the people who are like really hurting and struggling right now. And I felt like if we hopped on here and like tried to rank our favorite Taco Bell items or something, like I felt like it did.
That's a good idea at some point.
Maybe, yeah. I felt like it, I feel like maybe, and I hate to pretend like we're moving on to a different, we're turning the page on like the Black Lives Matter movement or anything like that, because I don't want to. But at the same time, you and I, this is what we enjoy doing, and this is what we want to do. So it's not like we could pretend like we just can't go, like we couldn't keep not doing it forever, where it didn't feel right there for a while to hop on here and just pretend like there weren't bigger fish to fry, bigger things going on. And
I think it would be interesting too if in a natural way, sometimes if we incorporate it, like I think it's worth talking about maybe on another, it would probably be a shorter episode to be honest, but talk about the Redskins and like changing their name, which that may be changed by the next time we record.
Yeah.
But different things like that. Like, what would we name them, or what, how would we go about it? So, like, things like that would be interesting.
And like I said,
there is some stuff where I feel like, oh my God, Falcon, Anthony Mackie came out and he was kind of harsh on the MCU for not doing black characters, and I was kind of like, but they do. That was very confusing to me, because I was like, but they do, and they've been very at the forefront of that.
Right.
But I don't know. That's just me. But
there's
discussing stuff like that, in a way that we like to discuss things, we can still kind of incorporate what's important and kind of be a steward for that news and that information and our opinions.
Well, my fear with...
Oh God, you're about to cry.
No, I'm sorry. I just
fear.
I had a little bit of a thing caught in my throat.
Oh boy.
That's one thing, dude, is why I don't like to get political is I will be the first to say that I am guilty of, I lack the ability to eloquently be able to put my thoughts into a coherent sentence.
Okay, but real quick, one, that's okay, because as long as you're still getting your opinions out. Two, stuff like human rights, to me at least, it shouldn't be considered a political discussion.
I agree.
Because I'm too many people make stuff political, and it's Black Lives Matter should not be political. It's not political.
Yeah.
It's about do their lives matter, and people are saying no, and it's that's the issue. It's everything else gets scraped aside.
Yeah, it's a dude. It's a natural human right.
Yeah.
It's I don't understand, dude. I work with some good people, but I also work with some people who think very differently than I do. And I walked into I was refilling where our water fountain is. I was refilling my water bottle.
By what's her name's Pam's, or what's her name? Who's drawer? Is it Pam's drawer?
Patricia or
Phyllis? Janet?
Janice
is a drawer. Yeah.
And there was a couple of guys who were getting a laugh out of I don't know if you've heard, but the University of Memphis is going to have Black Lives Matter logo,
which is great,
on the back of their helmets.
It was funny to kind of see these butthurt old white men.
There were some
on Twitter.
These guys at my work were, they were having some fun getting their kicks out of how ridiculous that sounded to them.
And I will say though, that's great they're doing that, but they also need to take action. The university needs to say, what can we do to actually make change? Because I'm not saying don't do it because that doesn't make change, because it creates discussion, which hopefully leads to something tangible. But you still have to, all this stuff with the Golden Girls episode get knocked down, or Dwight in blackface from an episode of The Office gets taken down.
I don't even know about that.
That's not, and then the Community episode where they dress up as dark elves or whatever, so they're technically in blackface, gets taken down. Yeah. And it's that doesn't necessarily, that's someone getting in a car wreck and someone rolls up with a Band-Aid. That doesn't do much.
Yeah.
I get the idea, and it's a good start, but it's that's not good enough. And then you're going to have one side that's going to say, well, you say that's not good enough because all you always want more and more and more. And it's no, we just want what we're asking for.
Right.
And what we're asking for isn't, and I can't speak for, black people, obviously, but what they're asking for, I don't believe is out of, is uncalled for.
Yeah.
It would be nice to just be it would be nice if we just didn't even have to have this conversation.
It would be nice if, in a perfect world, that race was not even an issue.
Because it's all man-made. Racism is completely man-made.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to exist. And it's crazy.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I didn't want it. I didn't mean to, but I think it's healthy to talk about these sort of things, because I think you and I are on the same page, and I know there's a lot of people who disagree with that sort of thing, and like I was saying,
that's fine. But they when they hate something like that, they know that they're doing it because they're hateful.
Yeah,
I don't mind. There's plenty of people I love to death that I know are completely, racist and, want the flag, and it's my heritage, it's my past. It's not your past, it's not your heritage.
Yeah,
that's not. Why would you want that to be your past or your heritage? You might as well be a neo-Nazi.
And that's why I say, dude, I really, in all of the negativity that has surrounded this period of time, one thing that I really appreciate out of this period is how much I've learned about things that I never knew about. People, there's a lot of people that I was friends with on Facebook who I've realized, oh, I had no idea that this is a person that I really don't. I don't think I'll
Who's
ever
trash.
enjoy.
That's kind of a mean way to say
again.
it, but I mean, who's basically just a piece of trash.
Dude, I posted something. I posted something on Facebook the other day about wearing masks and how it's disrespectful to not wear a mask.
Oh,
right
the
now.
link to the article or something that was going on? Okay.
And there's a guy I know who I don't associate with anymore. There's a guy I went to school with who basically who commented on it saying like it's a joke. Like this is like how can you take something like that seriously? Like they're just
because it's literally not a joke and it should be taken
and it's
seriously.
it's one of those things. It's just like, dude, I don't know where you got your medical degree from, but like I would rather listen to a medical professional who is saying that right now you should be wearing a mask. And that I think it was a Forbes article talking about like how wearing a mask in public is a mutual sign of respect for people that are are around you.
It is.
And
it's being selfless.
And that's another thing too that I'll go back to earlier. It's like the people who are getting a kick out of like I ain't gonna wear a mask. Like those are the people who are like getting a kick out of just like trolling people.
I guess like real quick. Because we probably should wrap it up.
Yeah.
I guess I'll keep it as like vague as possible. I'll tell you about the two other stories off camera. But like one, I had a guy come into work the other day, and in Memphis now you have to wear a mask, right?
Right. Yeah.
Well, he walked in without one. I was like, hey, sir, you got a mask? We have a box of some we can give people. And he's like, oh no. And I was like, okay, well I have to give you one. So I was like, you mind put it on? No, not at all. So I go to hand it to him and stuff, and he's just like, I had this thing 3 weeks ago in Arkansas, and I mean I was fine. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, I tested positive. I had it in Arkansas, so I'm fine now. I don't think I should have to wear a mask. I was like, no. I was like, you still should wear it. I was like, because you're protecting me, not protecting you.
Yeah.
Which, unfortunately, when you tell people that, they're like, no.
The
Funny how you want a million guns and it's to protect your family.
Dude,
it's about protecting other people. But as soon as you get to protect other people with something that's not a gun, it's an issue.
The Trump rally that was in Tulsa, like 2 weeks ago.
Like, did you see Herman Cain?
Did you see? Oh yeah, I read about Herman Cain. That was pretty funny.
Oh man.
Did you see the guy who was being interviewed? But like I think it was before the rally, who was like, yeah, I've got a cousin that's on a ventilator now, and we lost Uncle Herb, and but I mean, like we still like we don't know. We don't know all the facts now, and I'm like, dude, like seriously, I get it. Like I understand people who I understand the idea that like this mask it's not going to keep you from getting the virus, but it's not every little bit I think helps. I saw something that was like if everybody would wear a mask, dude, we could like knock this thing out in like 2 months or something like that. But it's just like there's some people out there, and that's the people that we've sort of been circling the drain about that are it's like they're never gonna get it, man.
Unfortunately we completely wasted everything from March until June because we've now just like people aren't listening.
Oh yeah, people are over it.
And we've completely wasted all that. Yeah. If we would have actually kept like even restaurants with like, like you got to wear masks, only 50% capacity or like 75% capacity. I think at this point, the whole like 6 feet apart for like tables and stuff isn't as important as just wearing a mask, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I think it's like, well, now we got to start back at square one. Like stop sucking.
You talked about the guy. I didn't realize you had come into contact with somebody.
He said, yeah.
Have you thought about getting a test?
I mean, I had a mask on. He said he had it 3 weeks ago, so he should be fine.
You should be, yeah.
But I had a mask on.
I didn't know if it had crossed your mind.
I mean, it did, but I was like, was wearing a mask, and now I feel like I'm supposed to go do it. All right, well, we got to bounce. We got dinner plans.
Well, real quick, I just wanted to say...
I'm sorry.
That reminds me of, dude, a couple of weeks ago, I had the scare at my office where our receptionist, who this was sort of the stipulation when we came back to work, that we would have to get our temperature taken every morning via our receptionist. Our receptionist came down with it 2 weeks ago, and dude, people like half the people I work with went into a panic. And
how was Janice during this?
Janice got Janice for being a very conservative woman, I'll say, she immediately went, she wears her mask every day. and she.
Did she put it in her drawer?
No, she didn't. Well, maybe she does. I don't know. But she went and got tested immediately, and I respect her a lot for that. I respect people who take it a bit seriously, especially a person who's up in age. Like it's a big deal, you know.
Hey, if Batman mustache can wear a mask, so can you.
Exactly. But I did want to, it was there for about a 3 or 4 day span. I convinced myself that I had it because I came into contact with this girl every day at work.
That's insane.
She never wore a mask, but of course it never got brought up because masks are supposed to be mandatory when you're in public areas that are
That's the thing. It's an ordinance. It's a law.
Apparently she was not feeling well. She got a test taken, but she still came to work even before she got her results. And then she, of course, came down positive. So, it's funny. Like I said, about half the people immediately went out and got tested, and then half the people I work with were like, COVID's not real. I'm not getting a test. Like, I'll be fine.
Your work should have been able to say you're required to take a test.
I figured they probably should have.
Our work is requiring you to take a test. If you're sick, it doesn't even have to be for COVID. Like if you're sick because you're not really sure what you have, you're not feeling well, you're supposed to go take a test and not come back until you. I don't know if you're supposed to bring back a doctor's note or how it works, but they're like you have to go get tested before you can come back.
Yeah, if you're see, that's the thing is I immediately went and got a test done, and if you're positive, your doctor contacts you, but if you're negative, they just email you, and you can show whoever you want the email. But yeah, no, luckily no one else in the office tested positive, just the receptionist, even though she came into contact with every person, about that far away, every single morning. But luckily, nobody else at least who got the test done has come down positive. So, but yeah, I really appreciate, dude, like getting to sit down and go over stuff again and to chit chat about stuff. We haven't gotten to do this in about a month or so, and there was a lot to talk about.
Usually I grab your hand, but COVID times I just grab your hand.
Dude, a guy gave me a fist bump the other day. And
did it feel too gross?
It felt weird.
I hope to God we go to no handshakes and no hugs after this.
Yeah, I would be okay with that. I'd be okay with less human contact. That'd be fun.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
Squeeze my hand and move it.
All right. Well, I guess we'll get out of here.
At Dunk Butler on Twitter.
At Dunk Butler on Twitter.
Hashtag Duncan Kugel.
Duncan Kugel, hashtag TMTS for we'd love to communicate with you guys on Twitter, and also we would love to take your topic ideas for any future episodes of the podcast just using the hashtag TMTS. You can find the audio version of this podcast anywhere that you listen to podcasts, but you can also find the video version on the Heroshot Media YouTube channel. But no, dude, this was fun getting to do this again. Just a quick little, just sort of recap of our last 4 to 5, 6 weeks or so.
Sure.
And
it's just dodging death.
Yeah, dodging death and learning a lot. And
maybe the episode title for this should be "Dodging Death in the End Times." Like, really, just make it.
There you go.
Really, just heavy.
Yeah.
It was good. We got some really fun episodes coming up.
We got some fun stuff coming up, and we hope you guys would jump on and listen and check out the video version.
I still got to run this by you. Actually, I'm sorry about this. August 8th, I think it is. It's the 8th or the 22nd. DC Fandom. It's on a Saturday. It's like 24 hours of news. Yeah. Whenever they put out an actual
everyone online keeps saying that they're gonna announce that Ben Affleck's coming back as Batman.
No, that's fake.
I do not.
They're not gonna do that.
The fake.
I was saying, are we gonna live stream that day? Different panels and stuff. It's on a Saturday.
I want to. Yeah.
Okay, let's do it, man.
Let's do that.
Maybe a certain Cape Crusader will make his triumphant return.
Oh, maybe not Ben Affleck, but maybe
the second best Batman.
Yeah, Yeah, exactly. Well, thanks to everybody for checking out this edition of Too Much to Say. We love you. We're here for you.
All right. See you guys later.
We'll see y'all next time. Bye, everybody.